Hey, it's a great feeling to be in front of a crowd in a classroom, holding them in the palm of your hand. But we got to be careful not to let it go to your head. Oh, I got a good one for you today. So in order to be successful, if you're in front of people all the time, like a martial arts instructor or like a teacher or salesperson, do you have to be vain? Or do you have to be narcissistic? Well, there's a difference between those two words. Vanity is more about the personal appearance. Narcissism is where you're actually puffing yourself up and pushing other people down, or pushing other people down so you can be puffed up. Well, let's understand there's a difference there, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's understand also that most teachers are introverts, and a lot of salespeople too. You would think that they would be extroverts, but they're not. And it's just a personality trait. Not everybody, but most of them. You know, when we're off point, when we're out of the spotlight, because we're in the spotlight so much, we just want to be away. You know, I want to decompress. I still want my 100 acres, and I want my cabin right in the middle of it. Nobody else around. Just me and my woman. If I'm wired that way, then how can I, or should I be vain? You know, how do I connect those two? We are very aware that there are many eyes on us when we're on point. And so we're very aware of the way we look, the way we perform, the way we talk, the way we are selling our product. Now, that brings up another point too. From the business standpoint, we are very aware of how successful we are, especially if we're an entrepreneur, or if my job entails performance. And performance, what I mean is certain numbers or sales quotas, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of times our self-worth comes alongside how successful we are, the way we view ourselves. You know, especially if we were raised as young men that you are to be the provider, the main provider, and we have a hard time in our business, or there's a certain season where we had to have a career change or a job loss or something goes like along those lines. Oh, that is difficult, super difficult. It really affects our self-worth, the way we view ourselves. I think vanity, if it's controlled, just like just about every other emotion, is okay. We don't want to be in the mirror hours a day. We don't want, to go excessive, but we want to make sure we look the part that we need to. And if we need to get to the gym, like I'm getting ready to go in about an hour or two, then we need to do that. And the older I get, the more I hate it, but we got to look the part. Now, what if I have to deal with narcissism? Am as my child being taught by a narcissistic person, or is my boss narcissistic? Or what do I need to watch out for so I don't cross that line? Well, narcissism is a different beast. I don't want to get too much into it. I'm not a psychologist. I don't want to get too much into it. But like I say, narcissism is pushing other people down. Another trait you need to watch out for is narcissists typically ignore the rules. They ignore safety rules. So that's a red flag. They can be very disrespectful, very manipulative. Watch that. Now, be careful there, because salesmen can be manipulative too. And we don't, that's not a good word, manipulative. We don't want to do that in a bad way. So another one you want to watch out for is they lack empathy. Now, if we're a teacher, we want to manipulate, if you want to use that word, we want to motivate people to do whatever we're teaching them to do. And if we're in sales, we want to motivate people to buy our product. We don't want to be dishonest. We don't want to be manipulative. We want to motivate. That's a fine line. But a teacher especially, an instructor, a coach, they need to have empathy. They need to have empathy for their students and their players. But man, you got to motivate them. Sometimes getting in somebody's face motivates them. And sometimes a pat on the back motivates. Everybody's different. So those are some things to watch out for. It's okay to make sure you look the part. Make sure your product is looking the part. Make sure from a business standpoint that you're very aware of where you're at in your business. You know your numbers. And that goes to your self-worth. And then what do you need to get to the next stage? If you need to get some help, get some help. And then on the other hand, a narcissist, watch out for them if they're pushing other people down to make themselves look better. Being disrespectful, manipulative. I'm having a hard time saying that. It's a great feeling to be in front of a crowd, like a singer, being in front of a crowd, performing, Holding them in the palm of your hand, but don't let it go to your head. I hope this helped.